So it's different. It's a whole different mindset where we're going through the harder part now and we know the better part's coming. So that's totally different, backwards than what we're used to as far as dealing with the weather. But it's also, everything's different this year. So it's not, that's not the only thing. And that's pretty far down on the list as far as what we're concerned about. We're just happy there's no snow on the field currently, and we've been able to get outside every day for practice. So Riley Lefevre started the last couple years at the left back for us, and she's ready to go there again. Catherine Reese has come off the bench for us every year at a right back spot. She'll be playing there a lot. Chloe Williams has been a reserve for us for 3 years, has dealt with a lot of injury. Didn't get to play at all in the fall with us, but is back now, and it's exciting to see just her enthusiasm and her intensity when she plays. And I hope her body holds up so she gets some good minutes on the field. Shannon Brawley, unfortunately, is not going to get back in time for a spring season. Tore ACL in the fall, and instead has kind of taken on some different roles within the team, is still showing up every day and as enthusiastic as ever for the team, which is huge, and setting a great example of dealing with hard things. And then Columbia Harkrader, kind of our steady voice in the back, has matured a ton since her freshman year, and missing a whole year basically for her ACL, but she has been just a constant, steady presence for us in the back, and is even now still getting better, I think, in that position at goalkeeper. So the senior class is one that is very thankful that we are playing a spring season. Not only does that mean they got to play all fall and they get to play all spring, but they do get to actually compete this spring, and that's made them very grateful and thankful for what they have in front of them. Every single one of them has dealt with different things in their careers and have stayed consistently committed to what we're about and who we want to be. So I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for their leadership right now in this crazy time, that they've been pretty steady, and I can rely on them in a lot of ways. Maggie Williams is back. She has fully recovered, taken a lot longer than she wanted it to, obviously, having sat out her sophomore year and then all last spring and this fall. So she looks like her normal self, and has going through that process has matured her a whole lot as well. So she's not only a very talented player, she's like a smarter player than she was. She's a more mature player than she was. She mentors the younger players now that we have. So she's just a huge key for our offense this year. Jackie Nechard has played a lot of minutes for us in her first couple years. Just kind of always brings a spark, brings the energy. Is never one to shy away from going into a tackle or sprinting after a ball. So she'll be playing in the offense for us. Lizzie Swabota, going the other direction, not playing this year because of injury, broke her leg last year, 2/3 of the way through the season, but also is now more of a student coach for us. So again, still very involved with the team, very much a leadership voice on the team. Lillian Kimple is another junior for us that has been a reserve for us and will be again this year. She's pretty versatile. We can kind of use her in a lot of different ways coming off the bench. And Tirza Lloyd, who will be starting in our back line, who is another kid who I think has just continued to get better and better and better every time she plays, and is really a strong presence for our defensive line. So she looks like she's going to have a great year. Yeah, that group is a quiet group. They don't say much, really any of them. And with the addition of Abby Biddle is a new comer to the team as a sophomore, and she's probably the quietest of them all, so she fits right in with the sophomore group. And she's still learning the ropes. She's starting to figure things out. It's been a while since she played soccer, so even longer than just the rest of us. And then Haley Weinert has made some huge strides since last season. She definitely played some good minutes for us last year up front, and will be again this season. Could be starting at that left forward position. Nechard also has made huge strides. Unfortunately, she is mono right now, so she is going to be sitting on the sidelines for a while until she can recover physically from that enough to get back into it. But she's a great competitive center back for us. Malia, my daughter, Lammy, also has improved a ton since last year. She's playing in the defensive central mid, and should get some time this year coming off the bench. Just made a ton of improvements in her game over the off season. And then Lydia Sejo, again, like huge improvement from last year. I mean, nobody saw what she could do last year because she didn't get any time in the games, but she is vying for a starting position right now at one of our outside back spots, and is in great shape, fitness wise, and just has good solid basic skills that will help us. After last season, 2019 season, we've lost our top 3 or 4 scorers to graduation or early graduation or Shannon's injury. So we've had to maybe rethink how we want to find ways to score goals. But this freshman class has made it pretty simple, because they seem to know how to score goals from what we've seen so far. So yeah, we have a 10-person freshman class, which we've been able to work with them since through the summer, even, doing online stuff with them, and they're so bought in, and they are, assimilated into the team. I mean, it wasn't a great situation to come into, but this freshman group coming in, they used the fall to get all on board, to get to know each other well, to get to know the rest of the team well, so that I don't look at them as freshmen, although Saturday when we play our first game I might see them as freshmen a little bit, but they will be all over our starting lineup. We have defenders, we have midfielders, we have forwards, and I already rely on them and relying on them for a lot of that, taking the load on some of that scoring. Heavy in the midfield, and then some defenders and some forwards, and even a backup goalkeeper we found in our freshman class. So they're from a lot of different places around the country, but they have gelled as a class, and they have gelled with the rest of our team. So yeah, there's a lot of excitement there about all those kids and all their strengths and talents and what they're going to contribute to the team this year. We have to get better at communication. We have to get a little bit comfortable with different lineups. We're trying to prepare ourselves for that. If 3 people have to be out on a list or have to be in quarantine or whatever, that we will be able to adapt. So we're not getting locked into any lineup formation things. We're just trying to play with some principles, basic principles of the game that we can consistently adhere to no matter who's on the field. So I think getting used to that certainly is going to take some time, and getting those freshmen up to speed on college level play, although all fall, I mean, that's kind of one of the things I think we took out of the fall was getting them used to the physicality and the speed of the play. So yeah, we're of course excited to play games, so that whole emotional aspect of it comes into play here in the beginning of the season, and can we ride the adrenaline waves and still play good soccer, and So yeah, I at this point we're used to getting hit with the unexpected, so I think we're pretty veterans at that so far. So I don't know what the season's going to look like exactly, but we're learning pretty well to take it one day at a time and just get a little better at this, get a little better at that, and then hopefully we'll get to play on Saturday.